All right, Cynthia, we have a family vehicle behind us. We love family vehicles, especially when they have sliding side doors. So handy for kids. This is the new Carnival from Kia, their latest minivan.
I don't think it's a minivan.
Well, that's what they want you to think, because a lot of people don't like that minivan stigma. So they are kind of marketing this as not an SUV, like an LUV, a lifestyle utility vehicle. To me, it's still a minivan. Okay, I have to admit, Kia must be doing a good job marketing this as not a minivan, because we just had a family walk by here before I hit record, and I asked them, what does this look like to you, and does it look like a minivan? They said no. They said it looked more like just a good looking
Crossover SUV, urban style.
Yeah, so yeah, good job, Kia, on that. It is working. So speaking of styling, a lot of detail here. You get standard LED headlamps in the front, of course, but if you want the dual function LED headlamps, you're gonna have to go into the EX Plus trim and up. We'll talk more about those trim levels in a second though.
This Carnival comes with wider design up front with concave grille. It does make it look a lot more grand.
And speaking of the grille, yeah, I like this, the effect that it has here, but how they've integrated these lights, it's seamless. You can't even tell that this is actually part of the grille, as well as the stylish LED daytime running lights.
It also comes with new Kia logo as well.
I like that. Continuing our walk around, base trims, LX and LX Plus get 17-inch wheels. All the other vehicles get 19-inch wheels. This SX trim gets 19-inch black wheels on this one.
And this belt line here continues on, joined with this sliding slot. It does have the continuation built in.
Okay, so Cynthia likes that this belt line goes and continues onto that slot, and you know, a lot of people don't like that slot. They think that it should be integrated into the window, but she makes a good point. It does make it a little bit more cohesive.
And I love this piece here, but I have no idea what's it called.
You know what this is called? It's called a fishing lure.
Oh,
you know,
it looks good.
It attracts you. I think that's what it's made for. It really is catchy though. It's like a lot of people, that's the first thing their eyes are attracted to. So maybe we're like kind of fish, right? So it's like that. So of course, we mentioned this does have sliding doors. If you go up one trim level from the LX to LX Plus and above, you get power sliding doors. So you have a button there. Now this does not have the hands-free option though that we had on the Pacifica and the Toyota Sienna. And that is kind of a drawback. So, you know, you can't just kick or anything like that. But it does have one little cool party trick. So we're gonna close this here. If you take your key fob here, and if I hold the unlock button for 3 seconds,
That's good.
there it goes. All the power doors open, so you get the sliding side doors as well as the power tailgate. Now, all except the base trim get this. So, rule of thumb, get the non-base trim. Okay, we'll talk about price in a second. And of course, if you want to close all of them at the same time, you just hold the lock button for 3 seconds and they all close. Just like that. I think the opening is kind of cool because sometimes it might be really hot in the vehicle and you want to just open everything up and let it all air out. It's just really nice to be able to do that with one touch. Okay, what you're watching here is a correction. I just said that the hands-free option is not available for the power sliding side doors. However, it kind of is. It is not a kick function. It's the same as the back. When the doors are locked, if you have the key fob in your pocket or on yourself, when you walk up to the door, side door, it'll beep 3 times. If you're still there, it will slide open for you. So that is a correction there. However, it only works if the vehicle is locked. If the vehicle is unlocked, you can stand there until the cows come home and those doors aren't going to open. So there you go. Back to the review. What do you think of the back, Cynthia?
Well, I noticed one thing here. I do like it a lot. There's actually a hidden back window wiper. It's hidden right up there and makes it looks really clean back here.
A really, really nice light treatment. They really have done a good job on that. So you have the LED tail lamps, and you have this light bar that goes straight across. Now we mentioned this does have a power tailgate, and it doesn't have like a kick feature, but it has a smart trunk feature. A lot of you that are familiar with Hyundai products know that if you have the key fob in your hand, and if you have it activated, which you do it through the menu, you can just stand here and it'll beep for 3 seconds, and if you're still here, it'll open up. I have it turned off right now, otherwise it would actually be going up when we didn't want it to go up. Okay, so we will just open this manually with the release.
Ta-da!
Up it comes, and we have a large opening here. Now you'll hear a beep now. Now this is another kind of cool feature on this. So if you look here, there is a button to close, and also a button that says A off. So I have activated right now, it's called the automatic trunk for closing. So it senses that we're here. And so what's so handy about this is, say you're gonna grab your suitcase. Oh, it's heavy. Cynthia, can you help me with this? Oh, yeah,
One
it's heavy.
finger.
Oh, yeah, it's heavy. And we're gonna walk away.
There you go.
And it's gonna warn you, oh, hey, guess what? Make sure that you're not in the way because I'm gonna close on you.
Wow.
And that's it. Now, if you don't want that feature on, let's just put this back in. So once again, it's beeping. You just hit the A off, and that's going to actually just cancel it just for this particular trip. If you want to turn it off completely, you can do it through the menu here. If you want space, the Carnival has got it. It has class-leading 1,130 liters of storage area behind the third row. So we showed you we have our large travel trunk here that Cynthia can just manhandle so easily. And it's a very, very deep, carnivorous spot. You have a 12-volt outlet and also an AC plug there as well. But of course, if you want more room, or if you don't need that third row, you're gonna have to fold it down. So I will let the beautiful Cynthia do it.
Let me try.
She's never done it before.
No,
see,
never.
See if she can figure it out.
Ooh. Oh, it's actually easier than I thought. That's why I was pulling too hard, I guess. And it goes completely flat, as you can see here.
Yeah, that's pretty easy. Some people complain that it's actually hard, but this was her first time actually doing it.
Yeah, I had no idea even.
Okay, now I want to see you put them back up now.
Okay, you scared me now.
Okay.
Here you go. Oh, it's easier than even. It's really easy to put it up.
Okay. So it does have like a gas assist shock to help it, and I think it has a seat there. There we go. You have some grocery hooks in the back there, but yeah, a lot of room back here. You ready to go inside?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
This is a place to be.
Absolutely. I'm gonna slide my seat over, and okay, we're on a hill right now, so I have to do my leg presses all the way back here. Holy smokes. I can't even touch that seat in front of me. There's so much room.
Let's relax then. Press the button, hold.
Press and hold. These are the VIP seats on the SX. So, as Cynthia is demonstrating, just press and hold, and down they go. Look at that.
You can stretch out your footrest even.
There is a built-in ottoman. It comes up and actually extends out as well. In the back here, we have manual sunshades here.
Oh, they even have the third row little window sheets.
Yes. Speaking of shades, you also have, this is on the SX trim, by the way, you have a dual pane roof, and this roof actually opens as well. Now, there is a couple things to be aware of if you go for the SX trim with these VIP seats.
I don't think you can take them out, can you?
You can't take them out. And that is a big deal. A lot of people complained when we did our Sienna review. There's like, hey, this is a great van, but you can't take the seats out anymore. You were able to in the previous versions, and some people just want to take them out if they have to move something large, maybe some furniture, or maybe you're just a couple and you want to go camping, or even as a family. I don't know. You might need extra room.
Well, there's a compromise. Those are great seats for this trim level, but you can definitely have other options for other trim level, I bet.
The 8-seater is standard on all trim levels other than this SX. So if you want the 8-seat trim, you cannot get the top trim. Nice thing also with the 8-seater though is the seats do go forward and back, and you can move that middle seat right to the front as well, and you can use it as a table. Also, you can actually have it closer, for instance, if you have like an infant or something like that, so they're easily accessible from the front seat. And so yeah, and in different markets they have all different things. I think some of them actually swivel around.
Definitely. I saw that in Asia.
Yeah, it is pretty good.
Yeah, it's comfy, and also it comes with heated and ventilated seating here.
Yes, both heated and ventilated seats. Now, another thing, since these do not come out, they also don't flip forward as well. So to get into that third row, if you have the 7-passenger or the VIP seats, you actually have to push these seats
further out,
and the person has to go through the middle, which you will demonstrate. You're younger than me. It's easier for you, right? Very, very comfy back here. You have tri-zone climate control. We have an actual vent right above our head for the third row passenger.
Yeah, it's really cool, but where's the entertainment system here?
Yes, if you're in the US, the top trim levels get a rear entertainment system. In Canada, we do not have that as part of a package. However, you can get a dealer installed rear entertainment system, and it's not quite the exact same system. I don't know what the price is yet, but the good thing is that you can get that installed on any trim level. You don't have to get the top trim level.
Oh, that's not too bad.
It would have been nice to have a system in here right now for us to test, just sit back here and watch a movie, right?
Well, talking about entertainment system, look at that front display panel there. Wow.
We do have the top dog here. We have two 12.3-inch screens up front. However, standard is a 4.2-inch gauge cluster and an 8-inch screen. But if you go into the EX Plus, you get then a 12.3-inch screen for the gauge cluster and an 8-inch display audio system. But this one gets two 12.3-inch screens. Nice thing about the 12.3-inch gauge cluster is that it includes blind spot monitoring. So when you actually turn your signal on, there are cameras outside, and it actually gives you that image right in that display.
I do love that feature. And below that, that's continuation from outside of that. You call it fish lure.
The fishing lure motif, or the dimpled metal continues on. It is actually quite striking. I don't know how that style will stand the test of time though. Another thing that they've done is they've gone away with a lot of buttons. They've went to a haptic touch system now. On the most important things though, you do have real tactile buttons like the volume, the tuning, and also your temperature control, but all the others are kind of like a touch screen. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto.
Wireless charger.
Now below the center console, on some other minivans that we've tested recently, a lot of them have these large storage areas, like kind of a pass-through. This one doesn't, and that's kind of unfortunate because it's really good use of space. And you know what? When you have a minivan or this LUV, space is king. You really want as much cargo capacity as possible, even if it's for your bag or for your backpack or something like that.
Exactly.
The interior of this Carnival is really, really quiet. We actually have the engine running right now because it's quite warm outside, and we wanted to close all the windows and doors because there's a lot going on. There's a guy to our left. He's tinkering with his ride-on lawnmower. I don't know what he's doing, and they're jackhammering some stone to our right. And in here, you can't hear anything.
Yeah, it's nice and cool and quiet.
It is. Now, so there are 5 trim levels in Canada. Make sure to check with your local Kia website what trim levels are offered where you live. But in Canada, we have the LX, LX Plus, EX, EX Plus, and the top of the line SX. That's what we're in right now. Now, the starting price is pretty reasonable for the LX. Is $34,495, so under 35 grand for an 8-passenger vehicle. That's pretty good.
Would you recommend that trim level?
I would not recommend that trim level, just because if you go up 1 trim level to the LX Plus, it's $3,500 more, but you get so much more content. You get heated steering wheel, heated leather steering wheel. You don't even get a leather steering wheel on the base trim level. You get wireless charging, and one of the most important things, you get power sliding side doors and the power tailgate as well. Like, if you don't get power tailgate and power sliding doors on a minivan, I don't think you shouldn't even get a minivan, right?
No, I agree with you.
Yeah, you get roof rails, you get a whole bunch more stuff for $3,500. So do yourself a favor, buy at least the one up from that to get you all that goodness.
So it's really comfy here, but I think if we do need to go take it out for a drive.
Yes, I wish the kids could drive. No, they get to sit back here.
No, they grow up too fast already to me. No, they can stay young little for more.
All right. On the road, family vehicle, families in the car, it's only fitting, right? So, under the hood, we have a 3.5 liter V6, puts out 290 horsepower and 262 pound-feet of torque, and that's matched to an 8-speed automatic transmission. Whoever thought that you'd be talking about like almost 300 horsepower for a minivan? Okay, no, maybe it's not the minivan. Anyways. So far, actually, I think Cynthia and I, we've basically split the duties of how much driving we've put on this in the past week or so. It's been a good experience. One thing, listen here. I'm not sure if you actually were able to hear that, but we had some tire slippage there. And that is because this may be a deal breaker to some people, is that this new Carnival is only available in front wheel drive. So I'm kind of tossed about it. Cynthia, what do you think about that?
Again, it comes to where you live, I believe, because to us, it does not make a lot of difference based on what we do and where our climate is. But if you do live in a more harsh climate, and if you do a lot of more sports, I guess, hard drives, and it makes difference to have that four-wheel drive.
Yeah, so, and you have to remember this. For the longest time, the Caravan has been like the king of the minivans forever, and they just came out with all-wheel drive just in the last version. And no one really complained that it didn't have all-wheel drive. Where you might find that it might be more of an issue now is because you have 290 horsepower. You have more power now, so you do have to gather up all that power and just put it just to the front wheels. Would it be better for all-wheel drive? Absolutely, but it's up to you if that's a deal breaker or not. This Carnival is based on the same platform. It's a new platform, the N3, that's from the K5 and the Kia Sorento, which we did test drive. That was near Christmas time. Great vehicle. Of course, this one's a lot bigger, but if you want to compare this to the Kia Sedona that it's replacing, this is quite a bit longer, and it has a longer wheelbase as well. I believe it's about 30 millimeters. And because of that longer wheelbase, you do get a nicer ride, because you're just longer, and it's great for families for just cruising in.
Yeah, I do enjoy the smooth ride in this.
How are those back seats, girls?
Good.
All right, so we agree too. That's a place to be. However, there are 3 rows. Cynthia, you went and crawled back there. Tell us about that 3rd row.
I'm 5'8". I could sit there comfortably, but I did notice both the 2nd and 3rd rows, and the headrooms are very limited.
Yeah, so be aware that I kind of noticed that when you actually mentioned it. I didn't notice it before, especially when you're actually quite upright. Of course, you can kind of recline those back seats so you have more headroom. But yeah, there is a little bit less headroom, I think, compared to the Pacifica that we just drove recently.
So for family vehicle, of course, safety is the most important thing. So can you tell us a little bit more?
Well, of course I can. Lots of standard safety features. On all of them, you get lane keep assist, you get lane follow assist. When you get to the higher trim levels, you get things like the blind spot and a round view monitor, so the 360 camera, and we mentioned that blind spot monitor that comes on the screen, on that 12.3-inch screen. And I say this on most vehicles that we drive, there are so many safety features nowadays included in these cars that you just have to kind of go on their website. One that I do have to mention, especially important for families, it's available on the EX, and it's called Safe Exit System. So what it uses the sensors and the cameras, and it can sense, for instance, if I'm pulling over and the kids are getting out to go to school, for instance, it will sense if there is an oncoming vehicle or something coming up on our side, and it'll not allow the door to open.
Oh, that's a big safety feature.
Huge,
I like that.
huge, especially, sometimes kids are they're anxious, they just want to get out, and, they're going to open the door and just sprint out. That is going to save them, and it could save their life. You never know. All right, who's hungry?
Me.
So am I. Let's go grab a bite to eat and wrap it all up.
Bye.
All right, we're at our favorite family restaurant in the Carnival. They have Carhop service, and look at this. These power seats, you can raise yourself up. A more appropriate eating level here. This is cool. Girls, you got lots of room back there. Oh yeah, yeah. They like it too. What are you having?
I'm having the milk butter.
I'm having orange juice with a bunch of other food.
Yeah, I'm having the buttermilk chicken Cobb salad.
Fish and chips for me. So, to wrap it all up, what are your final thoughts on this Carnival?
There are a lot of things I like. What stands out really for me is the exterior look of the car. It really distinguishes it from all the minivans out there on the market.
It does. Well, maybe because it's not a minivan.
It's a LUV.
I'm starting to buy into that. I'm serious. The more people that I've asked, first of all, they really like the styling, and it really stands out. But people are saying it doesn't look like a minivan.
It looks great. I like it. And I also do like the dual display system here up
Yes,
front.
yeah, the display system is good. It's really crisp. I like the backup camera, and I like how the around view monitor, how it it superimposes for the front and the back of not just the whole car, but just even sections of the cars. I know you're not a big fan of it.
No, it's not about that. It's just the look of the display, more like a video game look to me. I don't know, it's just me. It's just me. But I do enjoy the smooth riding. It really makes big difference when you have a family in here.
It does have a very, very smooth ride. So some of the negatives, for some, no all-wheel drive. Okay, that's one thing. Now this is kind of a small thing for some people, but I really think that they should have had an option for the rear seat entertainment.
I do agree with that.
In Canada, in the US, you guys get it. But this is really predominantly a family vehicle, this Carnival. And if you're gonna have seats back there like that, you really need some entertainment back there.
I wish it came in with a plug-in hybrid option. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that's, right now, Toyota has their hybrid, Pacifica has a plug-in hybrid, and this, not having the all-wheel drive and without a hybrid option. I'm sure it's going to come eventually, but that would be a big plus. Now, a couple things that I didn't mention though is the price, and that's a positive because this slots in quite a bit lower than some of the competitors for sure. For a lot of features, you're getting good value with this. And one thing we didn't mention is the passenger camera on this one. It only comes with the SX. So there's a camera right back there, and you can see what's going on back there, especially, yeah, you know.
It's a bit hard to see the third row.
A little bit hard to see the third row. It's not centered where like the Pacifica had it, like kind of in between the second and third row. But it does work at nighttime, and you can talk to the passengers in the back with this as well. So all in all, very good job.
Yeah.
I think they're going to sell quite a few of these. You'll see more and more of them on the road for sure, and they really do stand out. So hope you enjoyed our video. Make sure give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button.
And then cheers. I'm hungry.
Cheers.